Patreon member shout out. Alone at last we can sit and fight. I've lost all faith in this burning light. Stay right here and we can change our plight. Storming through this despite what? Hey guys, how's it going? It is either real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. We have a lot to go over today, so I'm going to, and also please ignore the knives and pens horrible rendition that I just did. Voice is a little scratchy from last night. A ton to go over. Let us start with a comment that was made and a response to that comment that was made yesterday. It was just about what happens if Veve goes under. And I know it's not something you really want to start with, but you know, as an investor, you should go over every single scenario. And what happens to the NFTs if Veve goes under? Well, we don't own the asset, just like people that don't own the CryptoPunks. The NFT is just a contract that the property is yours. If the IPFS file system goes down, all CryptoPunks are gone forever, regardless of your contract of ownership. The assets that are within Veve and are still a licensed property of the companies, Marvel, Disney, etc., I would think that if Veve goes bust, that they would leave a database running somewhere, or someone would contract to keep the database running, where all of the ownership contracts can still reference the assets behind them. So basically, what we were saying is, most likely it would be Disney, Marvel, or DC, because any company would want to have those servers running because, oh, hey, that's just a connection to those big companies. So it is going to probably be one of those three things. If, again, that 0.0001% chance where Veve goes under, that is something that would happen. So again, the 3D model is not in contract. No blockchain on the planet can handle that amount of data. For instance, all owners of a Spider-Man common, their contracts all point to the same singular asset within Veve, and that is also why NFTs are not planet killer energy consumption devices like media and people that don't understand the technology want you to say. There's only one of each asset with multiple contracts of ownership, which are very small amounts of the data showed on Layer 2 Immutable X network. There's something about dinosaurs here. Puddin' Cheeks has, one of our favorite people that is on here, posted yesterday that we burned about 303 million OMI with about $998,032 as of yesterday. Again, that's what was put into the app yesterday. If you average around since February, we've been putting over $1 million a day into the app, which is pretty heckin' amazing. So, like I said, very, very good times. Very, very bullish. Okay, so one of the other things that I've been getting asked, again, for Veve OMI Daily News, is that for OMI, what about tokenomics? Okay, so the tokenomics that were referenced are 100% going to be changed. And the people that say, oh, there's no utility, and they act like that's going to be like that forever, it will not. Again, if I didn't see a plan on what they would do for OMI token utility, I would not have invested at all. But I did, and I did hard because, like I said, I'm very, very bullish on the people. Bet on the horse or bet on the jockey. In this case, you get to bet on both. Then I got to see a giant duck yesterday. So, important reasons why you hodl. Jeremy Padower, and I've gone over this in streams but never on a video, says investments have ups and downs, patience can yield big returns, and $10,000 invested in Apple stock in 1982, you can see it. In 1992, would be worth $50,000. This is a 5x. 10 years later, in 2002, you would lose 40% of your money, and you would be down to $30,000. 10 years after that, however, you would almost do a 10x. You'd be worth $2.5 million. Actually, that is a lot more than 10x. That is almost 100x. My apologies. And then 10 years after that, in 2022, you would do almost another 10x, which would be $20.8 million. We can learn from our mistakes, and more importantly, we can learn from other people's mistakes. Jeremy Padower had bought $20,000 of Apple in the year 2000 and sold it for an $8,000 loss. Today, that would be worth $14 million. Never again. This is why you hodl. So Kobe Collects, one of our other favorite people that is on here, had said, Veve, right now, we are early. In 10 weeks, we will double our user base again from 2.1 million to 4.2 million. not according for any major user onboarding catalyst like major brands and IP signing on and bringing hordes in. Most celebrities in NFTs are not in Veve yet, and whether we like it or not, their tweets hold weight. That's why Kim K and Cristiano Ronaldo gets paid $1 million per social media post. It directly translates into sales and eyes and unreal marketing because their followers trust them or just want to be more like them. I'm going to harp on this for a second. When you have people that just want to do it for free, like, and again, obviously me and Taps and like everyone else on here do not have a fraction of what Cristiano Ronaldo or Kim Kardashian do. They have, but when you have a bunch of people that are going towards a goal that want to do this for free, like Akomi doesn't pay us. Like we're not getting paid by Akomi. If you want to support me, link to my shirt down below. Sorry for that plug, but. If you look at other Telegram groups, if you look at other Discord groups for a lot of other, metaverses or would-be metaverses, they're nothing like ours. They're nothing like ours. It's very clear to see who the clear winner is in this space. Again, just my opinion. So Aldous Havley just be posting, want a good reason to buy more OMI. Revenue check. 2021, the average daily gem buy was $501,000, which is not too bad. But 2022, so far, the average daily gem buy is $1,754,138 each day. So it's a 250% growth from last year. And now, granted, last year we had drops every couple of weeks, not drops every couple of days. It is different. And again, Alex has said in the past, there will be a day this year. Like, remember that meme that says, one day you and your friends rode bikes for the last time and nobody knew it? One day we will have our last day that is a non-drop Veve day, and it will all be drops from then on out. Some other news. All right, so the Todd Father NFT, and this is important. Banks, as he posts, banks and fiat ramps not continuously blocking my deposits to protect me would be heckin' great. It says after the 10th time, you would assume they could just whitelist my account on request to avoid the unnecessary hassles. And our own favorite bread cat, Brock McBlockchain, says they're scared. The greatest two words, like the two words that I agree with most is they're scared. When you're doing large amounts of volume, like I assume the Todd Father is, that has well over 7 figures collections in collectibles, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think well over 7 figures. Some banks are going to be, hey, what is this? They don't understand it. They don't trust it. They don't like it, especially because they're not in it. They're not making money on it. They are scared. There is this video is already 8 minutes long, so I will say, I won't go over this right now. I will probably go over this tomorrow, where there are ideas for Master Collector program. Like we're saying, like, oh, what if, we put in a bunch of our Master Collector program points, and we bet those points on a drop. And a lot of people, like, let's say if there's 10,000 or let's say there's 100,000 of these NFTs coming in this one drop, well, 5% would be probably given to the Master Collector program points, those guys. But what if it's not? What if it's 33% of that? What if it's 33% of a 30,000 comic book drop? That's like 9,900 available. And if everyone does $50 in OMI for a wager or buying tickets or whatever it ends up being, that's 100 million OMI burnt per drop at current price. And that's from circulation. So again, these ideas are not my own. They come from, I don't know if I could say who they come from right now, but these ideas will get passed on to the team. And again, I don't want to go too deep into them because it is a lot, but they will get passed on. Alex posted out a tweet that said, yes, folks, official title is Senior Director Marketing for him. And he says, no, there is 0 chance of Pokemon on the 27th, aka the P word, because I hate even saying it. So breaking down this tweet, he doesn't say he doesn't say that, we don't have Pokemon. He says there's 0 chance of it Pokemon on the 27th. aka the P word. And why is that date significant is because that is Pokemon Day. So there's no announcement for it. Well, he just said there's zero chance of Pokemon. He doesn't say that there's no announcement, but I digress. He doesn't say that we don't have it. He just says that we're not gonna get it by the 27th, and it probably won't even be announced. But again, I'm just saying. Moving on to other crypto and Veve and OMI news, the James Bond motorcycle was very, very, very well received, which is a nice positive because a lot of other James Bond stuff, a lot of the posters, were not very well received. But again, this is the type of thing that we like. It's especially if this can be driven in the Veveverse. I haven't seen people take pictures on something like that, like in a while. Obviously you have the golden moments, you have other stuff, but Walt riding the bike, other things riding the bike, the pictures look cool. And I'm very, very happy that the Triumph motorcycle did very well, because I do like James Bond, and I would love it if we could get a golden gun, if we can get a lot of the weapons that you use in the games. The World Is Not Enough, and the characters from there as well. I would be very, very excited if they did that, and hopefully that means we can in the future. In other news for Metaverses in general, Mark Zuckerberg has burned about $500 billion, that B as in Bravo, as in billion, as in $500 billion, turning Facebook into Meta. What it means by that is we may be witnessing the early days of the fall of Zuckerberg, because and now again, this article I think paints Zuckerberg in a very bad light. Now granted, he has been kind of struggling for the last few years trying to stay relevant. Nobody under the age of like 25 has Facebook. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, there are some exceptions, but the general rule is anyone under the age of like 25 does not have it. Most everyone is on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Now, what Facebook tries to do is they try to buy other companies. Like, they bought Instagram, which a lot of people still use. They bought WhatsApp, which I think most of the world uses. They tried to buy Snapchat. It did not work. I can guarantee you, well, I can't, but I would bet that Facebook tried to buy OMI. I could bet that multiple companies tried to buy OMI. There was a question on my video the other day, or on my live stream, says like, hey, are you worried about other companies, like doing a hostile takeover of OMI? And no, I mean, it's a private company. You can't just buy up a certain amount of shares and do all that. But Facebook is notorious for trying to buy up companies, especially ones that would be good for its metaverse. Again, this entire article is basically an ad for the metaverse, saying, hey, Facebook is spending literally burned through $500 billion. Not just that it spent it on there, it's just that the value was $1 trillion or over $1 trillion company, and now it's not because the stock took a plunge. But he's not dumb. Dude dropped out of Harvard because he was too smart. Him doing this and him getting a lot of public ridicule for it, but he's still going forward. This is very, very, very good for the metaverse at large. And again, we don't need him to do that, because we do have Bandai Namco, which is investing $130 million to make their own metaverse. A little article right there. Bandai Namco has let's see what it has. It has a bunch of different things, but it also has one of its largest ownerships is Nintendo, which I think has over 1% of them, and Bandai Namco makes, I think it made Super Smash Brothers, I think it made the latest Metroid game. They do a lot for Nintendo. And just because Nintendo says that they didn't want to do a metaverse type of deal doesn't mean that they wouldn't entrust that to Bandai Namco, because again, Bandai and Namco have a great relationship with Nintendo. And again, just because Nintendo doesn't want to doesn't mean that Pokemon wouldn't want to. Pokemon is its own separate company. They do not need Nintendo's permission for that. Outside of that, NFTs in general, if you pre-order a Samsung Galaxy S22, pre-orders will come with a free NFT. So Samsung and everyone else trying to get into that, really trying to get into that NFT world. If you go and look at the stuff that Bandai Namco makes, sorry, I'm jumping around a bit. Pac-Man, Tekken, Gundam, Soul Calibur, Tales, Ace Combat, Taiko no Tatsujin, the Idolmasters, and Dark Souls are just a couple of things that Bandai and Namco own. Now, when you think Bandai, I think Power Rangers as well, but I couldn't find anything that says that they own Power Rangers, which is really interesting because I could have sworn it was. Maybe it's Saban or Saban Bandai, but anywho, there's a lot of different companies, again, especially Pac-Man, and I don't think we have Bandai or Namco, but again, I am pretty certain that we do have different things with Pokemon and Nintendo, and again, Nintendo owns a decent percentage of this company, which is, it's not a ton, it's not like they own 48%, they own like between 1% and 2%, it's a couple $100 million worth, but it's still a lot. So moving on, and the last thing that we have is Ethereum-based, where Ether Capital Corporation announces a $38 million of Ethereum staking. And why is that good for us? Well, we are on the Ethereum network. Any company that, again, being on Immutable X gives us access to all the other stuff that it has on, like partnerships, like probably with GameStop. GameStop is what, ask any like 25 to 40-year-old what they did back in the day, and it was midnight releases for GameStop. Any 25 to 40-year-old gamer will tell you that the midnight releases at GameStop were a very real, amazing thing, where you go to get Super Smash Brothers, you go to get Halo, you go to Gears of War. Like, it was a cultural event, like, for nerds. I remember where we would go, and we would go, oh, hey, you know what, let's go get Wendy's. We get a couple of Baconators, we get a couple of Frosties, dip the fries in the Frosties, and then we just go and... If we get GameStop NFTs, that would be amazing. And again, it's possible because of the partnership with Immutable X. So like I said, I don't want to go crazy into it, but just because other companies are doing a lot of staking on Ethereum, and we're on the Ethereum blockchain, that does help us, I believe, in my opinion. Anyway, I would have you all suggest to comment down below. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And please go follow at HateItDown, at KingMavs Forever on the Twitter, Standoff Chart and KingMavs over on the Veve app, Kobe Collects and Omi Player 1 on YouTube, WraithX.eth as well. Powers of X #1, Kobe Collects down here, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy of Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Charles Merkel, Veve Darklink, Cavell Anderson, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. We got at Wet Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234CA3. You also got DerekBrad.com/page/Veve-photography and WoundedWarriorProject.org. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.